right, Danny, you're coming off what I think we could all agree is was a little bit of a roller coaster game this weekend. How do you feel looking back at video and everything about that performance?
Yeah, I thought it was obviously an excellent result in a difficult environment. A lot of fans. It made it clear it felt a lot like playoff games have in the past. So, was really happy with the performance. Obviously, unhappy that we get another red card. Something we spoke about as a group yesterday. At the same time, the group that was on the field to close that game out, both individually and collectively, did an excellent job. And that's a very good team, San Diego, with a lot of depth. I think it was a big result for us, and we quickly turned the page to focus on St. Louis. So,
I know you talked a little bit about this last week or whenever the draw was, but obviously this Cup competition is important to you. Talk about your approach to the U.S. Open Cup with this team.
Yeah, I think it's just it's about making sure that we do a good job of managing legs. Right, we had a lot of travel. Confident in the entire roster. So we're still evaluating how players are feeling as early as this morning, and then making sure that we put a team on the field that we believe obviously gives us the best chance to win. The goal here is to advance. I've made it clear that this is an important competition. I've played in it myself. I think it's a special competition with a lot of history, and we're certainly going for it. That's every game that we play, the objective is to win. So. We're gonna hopefully put the best team that we can out on Wednesday in order to do that.
Danny, you kind of just referenced it there in managing switching between the regular season and Cup competition. How do you try to balance managing guys' energy with still going for it to stay in a tournament like this?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of conversations between myself, my staff, and also the player, right? And you want to get a good gauge on, from a data standpoint, how much did they work against San Diego physically? What was the load? Was it as high as it was against Birmingham, or was it a little bit lower because the field was smaller? You use all of that information before I end up making decisions, right? I say all the time, I surround myself with people. I'm not an expert in the physical side of it, but my athletic trainer, strength and conditioning coach, Stuart, is. So I have a lot of trust in him. I have a lot of trust in the players, and you try to do as best of a job as you can managing it with the injuries that we currently have.
And then you guys have a history with St. Louis going back for years. We've talked about the hack angle of it, but just going against St. Louis in this tournament, does that add a little bit more juice to go back to that rivalry?
I think it's a little bit different because it's a new team. You know what I mean? I think the close vicinity at times, obviously, I'm sure they're going to have a lot of fans here. I know that we certainly will. But they had it when we played them in preseason as well. So I can tell you it was. I know nobody really got to see that game, but it was an intense game that was really physical. I'm expecting the same thing on Wednesday. They're a well-coached team. We've got a lot of video on them. And so we're looking forward to the challenge. Make no mistake, forget about leagues. It's a good group that we're going to be playing against, and we're certainly making sure that we're doing everything we can to have the players prepared as we walk off the field today.
You've talked a lot about Brian becoming one of the more dangerous players in the league. How have you seen him develop over the years to becoming this consistent, really top form player that he's become?
Yeah, I think you see both on and off the field growth in him every year, and when I look at the relationship that him and I have and the discussions that we have both on and off the field, I really believe that he's going to continue to have a special year. His work rate has been tremendous up to this point. Obviously, he would be the first to tell you as early as me this morning in my office that he could have 6-7 goals at this point. And my response to him is, you're going to get there. So I think as long as he maintains the mentality that he has coming to work every day, he's going to continue to have a dangerous year.
Danny, how much did you stay in touch with Heck, or have you since he's left?
Constantly, yeah. Still a very good friend of mine. Want me to elaborate on that?
Talking about everything.
Yeah. No, it's we both on and off the field. We constantly communicate, whether that be about soccer, whether that be about family. I know he's enjoying his experience there at the moment, and from the outside, it certainly looks like he's doing a good job. So, I know him well. I know he's going to have a team that's prepared to come fight and challenge, and they want to advance. This is an important competition for them too. So I'm excited to see him. I always am.
I think he's got to be pretty happy, proud of what you've done moving this program forward.
Yeah, if you for people that know him well, he's really happy for me at the moment. There's no doubt about that, and I've made it clear I'm extremely thankful for him. He's a mentor, he's a friend, and emotion will be completely taken out of it come tomorrow, because it's a game, it's an opportunity against opponent to win and advance. And when you play for this club, when you coach at this club, that's the expectation. So I'm excited about the opportunity. I'm excited about the opportunity for the group, and I think more importantly, I'm excited to be at home. I mean, that's for sure.
Have you guys talked since the draw happened? Like when you found out you were playing each other, did you just, text or call or anything like that?
Yeah, we spoke. It was good friendly banter as always. Like I said, I mean, he knows me better than most, and there's nothing sweeter than either one of us to be able to say that we beat the other in a competition. So I can promise you, he's definitely thinking that.
Given the connection, is there a similarity in style of play between you guys?
I think I would say so. Yeah, I think there's some. I mean, when I watch them on film, I definitely see some similarities. Certainly with regard to the mentality of his group. I think after his first game, I think it was the game against Indy, I shot him a text and I said, I think the biggest compliment I can give you is that it looked like a hat coach team. So there's some similarities there, but hopefully on Wednesday, our players are well prepared and come away in advance.
Does that change how you prepare if you're going to go up against an outfit that's kind of similar to how they play? How does that factor into how you prepare for this?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. For me, no matter the opponent, as long as we stick to the principles that we work on almost daily, we understand what the opponent's going to look like and the spaces that you can exploit. But from them being similar to us in that standpoint, that doesn't dictate the decisions that I make with regard to the game plan.